Morning, Year Fives. It's Friday. It is reading 3, and it's Wordsmith Wendy. And I have to say, one of my favourite reading extracts of all the things that we do, The Shadow Keeper. It's a book that I really think I should find and read because I feel like it's something I'd like. I do like using this text. So, just a reminder, thinking about vocabulary used, read around a word to help make a plausible inference. So, read the full sentence, even the paragraph. What could it mean? Think about your prior knowledge, hunt for root words, and we will have a look. So, hopefully you've had a little skim read of the text. It's just this section. A really, really, really good section of work as well. Like, I'd be pleased if I wrote this as a waggle, I'll be honest. It's a really interesting start, great description. So, it's in the prologue, The Crooked Cave, so it's not even chapter 1. It really is to hook the reader, so it's doing the job. The right ones first. Find the phrase that tells you the sea is gently crashing against things. Now, the sea is mentioned right at the start here. If you read through the first little bit, I'm going to say that laps at harbour walls means it's gently crashing. If the water is lapping, it's just gently crashing against things, which is the harbour wall. You could argue that the sea breathes quietly, but I think that's more the noise. I think that's more the sea noise that you would get. So I'm going to go with laps that the harbour walls is the phrase that tells you it's gently crashing against things. Explain what moves of its own accord mean. That's near the bottom. He has no use for oars to propel the boat forward. It moves of its own accord, drawn by magic. You can read around that. If it moves of its own accord, drawn by magic. Well, if it's magic, it's moving, but of its own accord. So basically that means on its own. The next one, the orange ones. Find a copy of the word meaning to spread. Now you might have found this one tricky. It's in the first bit. Further on the coast where the cliffs turn ragged and shards of rock jut in the water, strewn like broken gravestones. Strewn means to be scattered or to be spread. If something's strewn on the floor, like your clothes can be strewn on the floor. The other orange one, find a synonym of pulled. I've just mentioned it. It's back down here near accord. It moves, remember he's in a boat, it moves of its own accord, drawn by magic. It doesn't mean drawn as in, the magic hand has drawn the boat. It means it's been pulling along, drawn by magic towards the opening of the cliff face. You can read that sentence and assume that that's what that means. If you're drawn by magic towards something, you're pulled towards it. The blue one. Select 3 phrases which help give an impression of danger or darkness. Now, when it's impression, that's actually a little bit more of inference, isn't it? So as long as you pick things that are plausible, you can't really be wrong. There's not a list of 3. There's lots of things that give you an impression, and it might depend on each of us. So, sprawl, darkness, rolling in and out, that could give an impression of darkness and danger. The cliffs turn ragged and shards of rock. I love the strewn like broken gravestones. That does give an impression of darkness. So that the rocks are strewn like broken gravestones. That the fact that there's danger and death around. What else might we have? So we can crash the boat waves through. The sun slides out from the moon. The moon slides out from the clouds. So the fact that it slides out the clouds, but then it's gone again. That could give an impression of darkness. The fact that the character has a snakeskin mask, or there's a figure, even just a figure in the boat, that creates a bit of darkness. Danger if there's a figure. His hood pulled high. His tongue fork and flickering. These are all signs of danger or of darkness. So there's a huge range to choose from there. Find a copy of the phrase which means it is dangerous. So it's this one here. You could have strewn like broken gravestones. That would give you that would tell you that this is a dangerous place to go. So you could have strewn like broken gravestones again. I was going for this is a place few men or women brave, and none on a night as dark as this. A very, very good piece. I think I might find, you know, we've got a lot of time. I might find this book and I might give it a bit of a read, because if the book's anything to go, if this is anything to go by, it's a very interesting sounding book. It's the Shadow. What was it? It was on the timetable, wasn't it? The Shadow Keeper. So I think I might have a look for that. Hope you did well with that. And I'll see you for the next video.